Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Bhatia Movie Creatives. This is your host and host Ranjana Bhatia. Guys, it is a lovely day of New Year. Today I'm going to upload a very amazing tutorial. Recently, I have uploaded animation of cold drink, that is string animation, and most of the people liked it. So I want to share my knowledge of product animation, especially the cold drink animation with you. So today I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to put the words in a very simple English so that all of you can understand it. I have explained the whole process in a detail so that it will be a much of help to you and you can create your own amazing. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, share the channel. The channel is Bhatia Movie Creatives. And one more thing guys, if you want me to put any tutorial, any kind of tutorial you want, kindly comment in the comment section so that I can share my whole wisdom, whole knowledge that I have learned through my experience in the YouTube so that you can take advantage of it. So let's get started. Hello guys, today's tutorial is about the product simulation. You can say that soda bottle or coke in many languages. The ads that you see in the TV, that is it is generated through different softwares, and today I'm going to tell you how the cold drink splash is made in the blender, that on those advertisements. And as you can see, this is the can that I have made, and these are the water droplet or condensation on these bottle can that I have made. So first of all, what we need to do, that as you all have seen the videos or the advertisements of the cold drinks, that the splash came out from the behind of the bottle cans, some from the sides and some droplets from above of the can. So we are going to generate the in the same way. And this is the sting bottle, and I have changed the cover because it is not a promotional video. It is a tutorial, so I can made it on my own. And this is the sting bot tutorial, and this is the first of all what we are going to use the particle properties to generate the splash of the cold drink. First of all, we need to make the domain and the source object, so to through which the splash or the coke is going to generate. So what we will do, first of all we are going to make a domain, obviously that is of cube. So we are going to add cube, we're going to scale it. I think this is enough. Yes. First of all, I'm going to change the viewport display of the box. Wire is enough, so we can see the simulation. Alright. Okay, now we're going to set it. Okay, so I think we should hide this box from the camera view. Yes, it is good. Yes, alright. So perfect. I'm gonna save it side by side. We need to rename the domain. Now we are going to add the source object from which the cold drink will be flowing out. That will be behind the cans. Alright, so we are going to add a plane, will be hidden behind the cans. First of all, we need to check the normals of the plane, because normals are basically perpendicular to the vertices in which you have switched the mode to. First of all, we need to edit it. Check the normals. We will go to this option. Okay, so as you can see, the normal is on this side, so the flow of the cold drink will be along this side. All right. Okay, so make sure that the plane is hidden behind the cans and it should not be visible on the cameras. So now let's go to the particle properties. Fluid, flow, liquid, and we need to give surface emission. So we should give the surface emission to 3, and this is the flow as we all know that the nature of the liquid is to flow, and flow type is liquidity, and flow behavior is geometry. Basically we use there are 3 type of flow behavior. I'm going to explain all the 3 behaviors in detail in some other tutorial. So about the geometry, it fills the whole of the geometry. So this is the work of the geometry. And surface emission increase the flow of liquid from that source. So 3 is good, it is a good number. Right now let's go to the domain advertisement. Now apply the domain properties to the cube. So we have clicked on the fluid, then domain, then liquid, right? So it is again it has again become the solid one. We need to convert it to the wired or bound. Yes, this is good. We can see the whole inner bottles and the source, like, right? So one more thing that we need to give this can the effector value for the collision of the liquid from source to the can. So collision is there, right? Now we are going to bake the domain. So one more thing, we need to change the flow behavior to inflow, because I have told you that I will explain all the 3 flow behavior in detail in another tutorial. But in short, we can say that with this, the velocity of the flow of the liquid will be uniform, okay, and it will look better than the geometry, because in flow the velocity of the particles generating from the top and the bottom will have equal velocity, while in the geometry the top particle will have the more velocity than the bottom particles. All right, so we are going, normals are in this direction, and so the liquid will be flowing out from this direction. So I'm going to give some normal velocity, just 5. All right, and now I'm going to bake the domain. All right, so let's do it and give this amount 64. All right. So the fluid is baking. All right. So as you can see that the liquid is flowing in the normal direction. All right, and uniformly. So friends, I have changed some of my values regarding the surface emission. I have put it in 10 because lower values are not working in this version, and source value 10, normal 10, initial value x is x 5 by 5, and then 50 because I want some of the splash to move upper portion on the z-axis, but lower because lower values are not working. I have to increase some of the values further. Well, and I have put an animation in the ninth frame, and in the use flow I have animated it, and in the 10th frame I have deselect the use flow and then animated it. And yes, as you can see, the splash is first of all hitting the bottle and then hitting the floor. And right, if you want to slow down the fluid motion, we should change the time scale to half point 5. This will slower the motion of the fluid and it will look good. I'm going to change the values again. I have changed the value of x and y to 1 1 and surface emission to 5, so it's looking good right now. And I have changed the time scale to 0.2 from 0.5 to slow the flow of splash. Right, surface emission is 5 is okay. And I just need to, because I don't know, somehow lower values are not working on my blender. To let's bake it and see what happened. Right, okay. Okay, so let's change the value again. So you just, I'm figuring out, you just need to try your methods, try your values to know about the whole values. Okay, I've taken the resolution division 100. Let's bake it again. I should bake it for whole, but I think the values are getting higher. 5 is good. Normal 4 is good. Surface emission 10 because more the surface emission, more will be the number of particles. So let's bake it again. So guys, I have figured out my values. Because I don't want to make that video a lengthy one. So as you all know that the emission surface, I put the value to 3. source value is 5, normal value is 6, initial x 8, 5, 20. These xyz values are the flow flash in that direction, like with that speed. For example, it will move in the x direction at the speed of 8 meter per second, y 5 meter, and z 20 meter per second. So these are the things that I put on in my values. Now the other thing is, yes, one more thing guys. Now, as to make the video look more better one, we should copy these normal planes so that we can add the effect in all parts of both the cans. So now I'm going to press shift D and copy the normal plane to the other can. Now one more thing, if you want, that's wholly your decision that how on and where you want to put your normal planes to get the splash at that place. So I have put it in the other can. Now I'm going to see the result. First of all, I'm going to bake it. I have just put the camera view, and now I'm going to bake the domain. All right, to see the result. So guys, just don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and tell me what you are doing in animation these days, and what are your favorites, and what kind of software do you use. I can tell you I use Blender and After Effects, and sometimes I have recently discovered the AI animation like Disco Diffusion, and I have made one animation on it. You can check it on my channel. And alright, so here is the result. Let me check. Mm, I have to change some values. No, not to change the values. I just need to change the position. Yes, not to change the value, but to change the position of the normal plane. Right. What I think. Let me check that it is visible. Um, the splash is coming out from the above of both the cans, but it's not from the other side of the second can, from the opposite, from the right side. Sorry, this one is, yeah, from the left side of the can. So I must do something about it. Let me see what I can do. If I put it on this side, it is visible. Okay, let me just do one thing. I put it okay, I put it in this side and one on the other side on the upper portion so that it is not visible. Okay, let me do that. Shift D and the here, and I just, alright, here, and I'll just make it smaller. This much is good, and put it here. Okay, to see what will happen. Yes, it is. I don't know. Alright, chalo, let's bake the domain. Alright. So guys, I'm from India. So write down in the comment section that where are you from and what is the weather in your country or in your place at the time you're watching the video. So namaste from India, and I hope you all are doing good and at your places. So let's wait for the baking to be completed. It's almost done. So it is nearly done now. Let me see. Yes, let us see the final result. Yes, now it is looking good. Yes, 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 yes. Now it is looking good, very good. Right now, I think it is very much okay. This much is enough of the splash now. Now we are going to move on the next step. Now, yes, this in the this viewport shading. All right. Now we are going to do some one thing that domain section in the physics property section. In the liquid section, I have changed some ratio. First of all, I have changed this minimum particle section to 8. This is to increase the number of particles, and flip ratio to 1. Flip ratio means the work of flip ratio is to increase the splashiness or splash of the liquid. More the value 1 means it will be more, 1 means it will there will be more number of splashes and higher splashes, and if you decrease it, it means it is written on here that use a lower value for simulation which should produce smaller splashes, and if you want bigger splashes, then you have to increase the number. The maximum, I think 1 is the maximum number. All right. So guys, I'm going to bake this domain at the, we should bake it at 200, I think. Yes, and the frame, okay, and the frame I think should be 100. Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to bake the mesh. A mesh will convert the liquid particles into the liquid. I just want to do a few settings. I just want to decrease the particle radius, because higher the value, the mesh will be thicker and the liquid will be thicker, and it is very difficult to for the liquid to flow easily. So as it is written here that particle radius factor higher value result in larger mesh particle need to be adjusted after changing mesh scale. So for the time being, I am going to put it at 1.5, and this is it. So I'm going to bake it. All right, and it is going to take some time now. So guys, this is how my fluid looks like right now. And the values that I have chosen for my whole an animation is, for the domain it is resolution division is 200, time scale 0 0.4, 0 0.3 was a little bit slow, so I have increased it to 0 0.4. So the sampling is 2 and the minimum is 2. Guys, it's just depend upon your animation. I have tried a lot of values, and after that I get this animation, because with other values the fluid was flooding too much and it was not looking good at all. So I tried these values, like mesh particle radius is 1.5, and I'm going to render it from frame 0 to 100. And as far as other things are concerned, for the planes, and for the planes the surface emission is 6. What I have observed is the higher the value of surface emission, the restricted will be the value of the particles, so the emission will look good, and lower the value, more will be the outflow of liquid. And the source value is 4, normal is 3, initial x 8, y minus 5, and z 20. So you can choose the values according to your requirement and your preferences, because according to me each software or each computer work differently, and so you have to try and check the different values to fit into your animation. All right, now we are going to give color to this cold drink, to this drink. So first of all, select that liquor and then go to material tab. Yup. And here go to shader. Yup. Now give this transmission. Alright. So guys, one more thing, that when you select the liquid, okay, display as solid, okay, go to here properties, object properties, and go to display as solids. All right, now transmission is 1 and specular is 0.5 and little bit of specular tint. All right, now reduce the roughness to this much. All right, so sheen tint, reduce it a bit. All right, right, all right, and let's see what can we do with some other settings. Okay, now let's go to the rendered mode. Yep, yep. All right, the liquid is a bit transparent and it looks more like of a water, so we should give a cola look. For that we need to add volume absorption. All right, add volume absorption. All right, click on volume. Let's all right, just all right, let's change the color. And increase the density to 6. Okay, let's see in the picture.